But, we've got Glastonbury on at the moment, haven't we? Which, I know the point I made was that if you go back to the beginning of Glastonbury, which was 1970, where they sold 1,500 tickets, that's all they sold. And the main act in 1970 was T-Rex, who stood in for the Kinks because the Kinks couldn't make it. They thought probably wasn't big enough, they're not going to do it. And Mark Bolan was there in 1970. I wasn't, I hasten to add. But food-wise, what was offered in those days was a plastic mug of mung beans. That's what they got, because most of the people that were going then were hippies, and that's what they liked. They'd found the peculiar tobacco and they'd found the food that was different to everybody else. Remarkable how that has changed from 1970 now. If you look at what Glastonbury today, right, from 1,500 paying punters, there's now just under 200,000. There's 67,000 staff working there. From one stage, there's now 100 stages, right? There's 900 stalls selling a range of everything that you could imagine, in terms of different food.
I have to tell you, which I thought was the best headline of the day. It's in the Daily Mail today. It's Robert Hardman's story, and he's talking about Glastonbury. And he says, this is more middle class than a Waitrose olive counter. That's what he's saying about Glastonbury. Who is there, the age of them, who's there, the type of people.
The age is interesting because there's a story in, I think it's The Guardian today, and I just stumbled upon The Guardian, but there's a story in there about this 70-year-old guy, right, who's there, and he's sort of semi-naked, and he's in amongst it all, and he's got his pillbox, right? But if you go back to 1976, in that pillbox, there'd be something a little bit wacky. The pillbox he's got now has got his heart tablets, right, and his diuretic tablets. Do you know what I mean?
Statins, whatever else.
And Paul McCartney's probably got his pillbox in his pocket, hasn't he? 80 years old, and he's still performing, for goodness sake. It's amazing.
Brilliant. Kevin, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's a joy.